victims who died due to police brutality. What is the government communicating? One, by accepting to compensate victims of police brutality, those who died. Isn't that an admission of culpability? Isn't that an admission that police officers did something wrong? So where do you go from there? And what does is the government communicating if at all none of this, or very few of these police officers are prosecuted?
What we need to understand is whose responsibility, who takes care of Kenyans? The answer will go back. It's the government. It is the responsibility to take care of the government, to take care of its own people. Once we get that one right, then there will be no confusion. Number two, it is very true that our constitution guarantees us freedom of expression, freedom to picket, freedom to demonstrate. It is there in the constitution. But while you are doing that, you are not supposed to break the same law which gives you this latitude to do or to picket or to demonstrate. You are not supposed to break the same law which has granted you that permission. If it forbids you doing other things, then you cannot say there is brutality. Then number two, I know very well, and Mheshimiwa Kagwe knows very well, we've been to this city. There are genuine demonstrators in this country. Genuinely. Somebody who leaves their home because they want to pass a message. Either they feel oppressed or otherwise. They want to pass a message. There's that person. And maybe out of that, likewise, there are people who leave their either homes or their shanties or wherever they come from to come and do other jobs. That is their payday. There are people who get paid not by anybody. They make money or they acquire either goods or something when this is happening. So we have two different groups. One is coming to purely pass a message. Another one, and for your information, this other one is coming either to loot from somebody who is operating their own businesses around or from that person who came to demonstrate. Because those who leave their houses to come and demonstrate or leave their homes to come to town to demonstrate, most of them go back without their phones and other things. Where did their phone go? Because there is another team. So how do you treat this team which has left home not to come to demonstrate, but to come and pick my phone while I'm demonstrating, to come and either loot or do any other unlawful acts in the same demonstration? So we sum up and we say demonstrators were killed. But maybe who killed these people? That's another question. And when it comes down to the question of how many people have been prosecuted for committing these crimes, we know our system, the judicial system. And whether you are IPOA, you are DPP, you are police, there is no way you'll take a case in court before you gather all the material needed in court to prosecute your matter. Otherwise, you will take somebody to court. Yes, we have report that 20 people were taken to court, but will that case hold waters? That is another question we need to ask ourselves. Because you cannot take somebody to court just because there's you and I cry. Then the last question is about compensation. You know, Kenyans, we are very funny people. It is us Kenyans, and I remember I was seated here with you when we had groups of people calling for compensation. The government must compensate these people. That was the call then. Now when the government now comes and compensate as requested by the Kenyans, now the same people who are saying that, they are saying, now the government is admitting liability. Now what, you know, sometimes I tease my wife sometime and I ask her, when am I right? When I bring you flowers, you complain. Why are you bringing flowers? You have done something. When I don't bring, you complain. So where am I? Yeah, I mean.
But Mutambu, are you saying that out of the 62, that most of those who were killed were those criminal elements? And even if they were criminal elements, is that how police need to work to deal with criminal elements? Are you saying also that none of the genuine protesters were killed by police? And if they were killed, is there a way of investigating and ensuring that those culpable are taken to court?
Yes, there is a way of investigating. And it is my belief that that is what is happening now.
2 years later, one case?
Let me tell you, investigation, I've done a bit of law, okay? Investigation, actually I did criminal investigation. Investigation is not just, it is Gaguya, pick him, take him to court. There are so many details required. And do you know what? One of the challenges actually we have in our country, it is the people to provide that information required. Mm-hmm. Something can happen here, and we are all of us here, and there is nobody who is willing to either volunteer themselves or to give information to the police, that information to police, or to go to the police and record a statement which is required in court to prove that actually Kaguya did this. Mm-hmm. So the same people who are supposed to give information to police, they are not offering to give information to police.
Right. But Haji, now the effect of this